Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Benson Podcast. With me today, a very familiar face you guys should know, although she's now Amber Zurita, no longer Amber Zurita. So thank you again for hopping on here. We're not going to do the normal kind of get to know you questions because, again, everybody knows you. You've been a familiar face. So I want to jump right into the new product we've got on the table. We're very excited about it. It's the first hardware from PIX4D. It's the PIX4D viDoc. We're also very excited about it because we are one of only eight retailers in the United States that actually have access to sell this. We're the only one in the southeastern region of the U.S. So very honored that PIX4D chose us to be a authorized retailer of the viDoc. Amber, what exactly is the viDoc system? I'm going to have we'll start with the basics. What is it?
Yeah, so it's PIX4D's first hardware. It is an RTK Rover that mounts onto your iPad or iPhone. Mm-hmm. It uses the PIX4D Catch app to do photogrammetry scanning. So what the Rover basically will do will give you accuracy of your scans for less than 1 to 5 centimeters is how it's spec'd. Mm-hmm. So you're able to just walk with the scanner and create your point cloud from that. It's really comparable to aerial photogrammetry with the drone. However, you don't need a Part 107 license and those restricted airspaces where you can't launch the drone. This kind of eliminates that. It is more of a small scale site though, so if you do have larger sites, the drone still is optimal.
Okay.
So it is a great scanning technology that is highly accurate and easy to use.
Cool. Okay, so lots going on in that opening statement. So let's take a step back and let's unpack some of it because, I mean, it's a very broad description, but there are a lot more details we can get into. So let's take a step back and let's just start with someone who may not know what a basin rover is. How is this going to take the place of a basin rover, like you said?
Yeah, so there's two ways for GPS. So you have your basin rover or you have a network rover. So this is essentially going to be a network rover. Okay. So you can hook up to network RTK through your credentials and then get that GPS RTK level accuracy, which is that centimeter level accuracy we were talking about.
Gotcha. Okay. And then let's take one more step back too, because you mentioned it was for an iPhone and an iPad. Specifically, I believe it's the iPad 11s and the iPhone 12 and 13 that have the LiDAR sensors, correct?
So it is actually the iPad Pro 11-inch with the LiDAR sensor, and then the iPhone 12 Pro and Max.
Gotcha. Okay. So
that are currently supported. I'm sure as technology comes up with newer iPhones, PIX4D will adapt. They've done really good at doing that in the past with new emerging technologies.
Gotcha. But the most important thing to look for is that iPhone or iPad with the LiDAR sensor built into it. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So taking that into account, how exactly is this system? How does it work?
How does it work? Okay. So like I was saying, you use an app. So just like you would with PIX4D's drone apps for capturing data, it's the same thing. It's called PIX4D Catch. Mm-hmm. You download that on your iPad or iPhone. You log into it with your PIX4D login. Mm-hmm. And then the interface is super simple in the fact that it looks really similar to like your iPhone camera or video screen. You log into your network RTK. It'll tell you when you have a fixed RTK signal. Mm-hmm. And then you're ready to just press go and walk around with it. As you're walking, it does form a mesh to kind of show you where you've gone. Mm-hmm. And it does give you a live preview as well. So it's really nice to have that preview to know, okay, I got all of the area I need before I leave the site or upload it. So it's really, really intuitive.
So it's literally as easy as just walking around taking pictures. Anybody that's got a phone or an iPad can use this.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome. So let's go into, you did mention that it takes the place of a drone. Why would I use this versus a drone?
Absolutely. So like I said, not all of your team members are going to have a Part 107 certification. Yeah. Some sites, you might not be able to get your drone in the air, whether it be airspace or weather or whatever it may be. This allows you to get a higher accuracy because you're going to be closer to your object.
Sure.
And it's really quick. If you had some utility lines or a smaller size stockpile or something you just needed to scan, you could walk and scan that really quick and eliminate having more expert users or non-ideal conditions.
Okay. So how quick is quick? I mean, I've got what I think is quick, but compared to traditional surveying for, say, a stockpile, I mean, is this going to take me 10 seconds? Is it going to take me 2 hours? What's the time frame I'm looking at for, say, you said a small stockpile. So what is a small stockpile and how long is it going to take?
Yeah, so I would say probably depending on the pile, 10 to 15 minutes. A smaller pile that you would still be able to climb on with your base and rover if you needed to scan it that way.
Okay.
But it's really just walking around the pile to make sure you get the base and the top to compute that volume. So I would say a smaller size stockpile, probably 15 minutes.
Okay. Now, I know with drones and taking aerial surveys for stockpiles, a big issue is tree cover. And then also when you start getting into shade, that definitely plays an impact. How can the RTK overcome those?
So it is still photogrammetry and it is GPS. So under trees, near buildings, under bridges, you're not going to get that RTK fixed connection you want. So that is still GPS.
Right, just limitation of what is GPS.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then it still is photogrammetry, which plays a huge part in light.
So I've already got a drone that I'm using for surveying, but I do like the way what this uses. How could I use both my drone and the viDoc?
Drones are going to be faster for larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
For smaller scale, quick pile, quick utility line, obviously this is going to be faster than setting up a drone. But on a brighter note, this really does complement the drone technology because you can submit both the drone data and the viDoc data into one project and process them together with PIX4D. So they really complement each other, where you're able to get that large area of the site with the drone very efficiently,
Mm-hmm.
and then be able to use the viDoc to get more of in-the-ground pipes or stub-ups or
Okay.
a quicker look, more detail, and you are able to get it all in the same project.
Gotcha. Okay. So we've established that the viDoc can be a very quick way to get stuff done. But let's say I'm new to this technology and I don't know exactly what I'm doing and how to process or how to pull the deliverables out. How do I go about processing it and what kind of deliverables can I get out of the viDoc?
Well, that is absolutely not a problem. Benchmark trains on all of their technologies and we support them.
Yep.
So if you're intimidated by technology or anything, don't worry. Our service team's great and we can get you up to speed on any of our technologies.
Okay. And so we're basically pulling the same deliverables from this that we are every other time we've used photogrammetry.
Absolutely. You would be able to process the data just like you would the photogrammetry data from the drone. So PIX4D kind of gives you a couple options where you can process it on the cloud or you can process it locally on your computer. So drone users already using PIX4D, that is awesome. You don't have to purchase any additional software to process.
Awesome. Okay.
This works with it. If you want to add on the cloud processor or something like that, absolutely, this works great with the cloud. There is a button after you finish a scan to just hit upload straight to cloud.
Oh, that's easy.
Super easy.
Yeah. Cool. So obviously lots of use in the construction and survey field. But I think you told me you've had some demos kind of in the public safety sector. Without going into too much detail, what are some other uses outside of traditional construction and surveying that we've seen people adapt this for?
Absolutely. It is perfect for accident reconstruction. A lot of our highway patrol or public safety sectors can use this for on-scene accidents. It's super quick to where if traffic is being held up, they're able to assess the accident real quick and then help with traffic getting back to normal.
And so, again, they're having that RTK fix, so the 5-centimeter accuracy scanning a car wreck or whatever they need to scan is going to get them more detail than they could ever need and way faster than using traditional methods that they used to use.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So since, this is through PIX4D and it's their first hardware, are they teaming up the viDoc with any of their softwares to kind of help push the software and the viDoc?
Yeah, so you can process, like I said, the data in PIX4D Cloud. Drone users that already have PIX4D Mapper can use it. And then PIX4D Matic and PIX4D Survey, there's currently a promotional bundle sale going on to the end of the year. It is great value. So if anyone has any questions on that, I would definitely take advantage of that promotion. Okay. You can use that with the viDoc as well as with the drone technology as well. So if we had anyone interested or questions on that, I'd be happy to help them.
Cool. So I don't have a lot of time to get trained up. Is this something that's going to take me a day of training to learn? How quickly can you train me up to use this?
Usually I take about an hour. It's very user-friendly to train up on and get an understanding of.
Okay. And I'm like we said earlier, right? Just point, take pictures, and just walk around, and it pretty much does everything in the background for you.
It tells you even if you're walking too fast.
It's really that simple. I mean, it's not a complicated product to use. It really is. You attach the viDoc system to the iPhone with LiDAR or an iPad with LiDAR. You figure out what you want to take measurements of. You make sure you're connected to the network, and then you just really walk around, and it takes pictures. It tells you if you're walking too fast. I believe it's got a live screen on it where you can actually see the meshes being created, so you know if you're missing a spot that you need to go back and collect. Anything else that I'm missing? I mean, it seems too easy.
It really is really easy. So absolutely, if anyone wants to see a demo, I'd be happy to come out and schedule that on your site. Please just reach out to me, and we can get that scheduled.
So that's it, guys. It's really that simple. We wanted to do a quick podcast to get this out to you guys. It did officially launch November 4th, so it is available here at Benchmark for order. We've got a website where you can order it straight from the website, or you can call if you've got questions you want Amber to come out and demo. Be happy to do that. There's also an informational page on the website, so feel free to check that out. If you got any questions that we didn't maybe answer today or you want more info, I'd love to have you guys check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.